Tonight, on 3600 Seconds, we will investigate a new bill proposed by Senator Sharp regarding gun rights in America. We will be interviewing people on both sides of the controversial debate of the new SABRE bill.
Cut. That's a wrap.
First, we will be interviewing Senator Sharp, the proposer of the so-called SABRE Act. Hello, Senator.
Hello, Ethan.
Alright, so, what does this act do? Just explain to the people, the audience who might not be as educated on the matter.
Alright, well, it mandates that all firearms in the United States of America be melted down and then forged into swords that will be distributed to the public.
Okay, and so what inspired you to make this act?
Well, the recent debates about gun violence and how people should illegalize it, it really got me thinking of how to find a happy medium between the two.
Alright, that makes sense, but shouldn't we just be focusing on changing the people of the United States? Do you really think the swords will be able to do that?
I really believe that swords will be able to do that because it'll change the mindset of people.
How so? Like, in committing crimes, it'll dissuade them knowing that others have swords?
Absolutely.
You think so? Okay. Alright, well, that's all we have. Next, on 3600 Seconds, we'll be interviewing Colonel Crunch of the U.S. military. Thank you for joining us, Colonel Crunch.
No problem, Ethan.
We seem to be having a problem. Could you please take your hat off?
Sorry about that, Ethan. It's new camouflage technology we've been working on. Ask away, good sir.
Alright, well, are you afraid of this movement affecting the United States Armed Forces?
Well, actually, we've been already integrating it into the selective squads, and the results are coming back negative, and it's not working very well. As the old saying goes, never bring a knife to a gunfight.
I see. But what about the controversy on how to protect our civilians?
Well, the civilians really shouldn't worry about protecting themselves. The government should really do it for them.
I see. Well, very interesting. Thank you very much for your time, Colonel Crunch.
No problem.
Next, on 3600 Seconds, Jedediah Second Amendmentson. Jedediah, why do you so vehemently oppose the SABRE bill?
Well, I believe that the Second Amendment stands for freedom in this country. And it says that every American has the right to defend himself, his car, his crops, and his land from anyone trying to do them harm.
Okay.
All right? And this is trying to tell me that I cannot do that. I cannot defend my wife. Do you know what she's going to say when she finds out about this?
I do not, sir. Can you please tell me?
Do you think I know how to use a sword? I do not. Swords are not what America's all about. All right?
I can see that argument.
America is about freedom and liberty and blowing stuff up.
Sir, why do you...
Oh, say, can you see by the...
Alright, well, now that we've calmed Jed down, let's see what he thinks about what he said before. So, Jed, why do you seem to equate guns to freedom?
Well, you see, I like guns. I like the freedom and the ability to like guns. You know, the government can't take that away from me. That's a way of life.
Okay.
If you don't have a gun, you don't understand that freedom.
Alright, well, I see that. But, I mean, isn't it more rooted in being able to defend yourself from an oppressive government?
Well, if the government's trying to take the guns away from me, then I'm going to have to defend myself against said oppressive government.
Alright, well, that's all we have time for, Jed. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Alright, now we're interviewing some of the local wildlife and what they think about the SABRE bill. This is Mr. Guapo, a local deer of the complex that we film around. Mr. Guapo, what is your opinion on the SABRE bill? Wow, well, you curse like a sailor, but you get your point across, Mr. Guapo. But how do you think it'll affect people whose jobs depend on, firearms, such as hunters? Oh, wow, Mr. Guapo, you have quite the way with words. Well, I feel that that's all we have time for, so thank you very much. Next, Ken Duranberger, local anti-gun activist and supporter of the SABRE Act. Welcome, Ken.
Thanks, Ethan, for having me.
All right, Ken. So, why are you such a strong advocate for this act?
Because I like it.
Well, why do you like it? What about it appeals to your demographic?
Well, I don't like guns because guns are bad.
Would you like to elaborate on why guns are so bad?
Guns kill people.
But the law says that guns will be melted down into swords. Swords are notorious for killing lots of people.
Then I don't like it.
Have you researched anything regarding this bill at all?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Well, on that note, I think we'll just wrap it up. Ken Duranberger, everybody.
Am I in the wrong documentary?
Yeah, but the legalized marijuana documentary is in the next studio.
No. What?
Finally, we come to local high school student Mark Petzkavage, who was enrolled in his high school's general psychology class and received the grade of a B. Welcome, son.
Hey, nice to be here, Ethan.
Alright, so, why do you think people are so seemingly obsessed with self-defense as of late?
Well, I believe that firearms being owned by civilians provides a certain sense of security amongst those individuals that own them.
Okay.
And you see, the government trying to make this law, taking them away, would take away that sense of safety.
Alright, I understand that. And so what would the counter-argument be for those who are afraid of guns overpopulating our society and just becoming, like, a general threat at all times?
Well, for some, like, the opposite feeling is produced by firearms. They believe that as long as there are firearms out there, the potential for danger is increased. So, for them, the only way to decrease this danger is to reduce the amount of guns on the streets.
Okay, I can understand that. And so, do you think the SABRE Act is effective in achieving its goal of producing a happy medium, as was said before?
Well, I believe that what we have here are two differing opinions. And the fact is, in order to achieve one, you have to compromise the other. So a happy medium, as we know it, won't be reached for now.
But in democracy, we will choose what is good for the greater good. Right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. Well, thank you for contributing, sir.
All right,
I appreciate
anytime,
it.
man.
All right.
Anytime.
It has been 3,600 seconds. I'm your host, Ethan Repersad, signing off.